Now, what causes a wrinkle? I want you to think of your skin like a piece of paper. That paper is flat, right? That's kind of how our skin is when it's full of plump collagen and elastin. Now, what happens if you fold over that paper? You just open and close it a bunch of times. If you fold it, it's gonna have a crease in it, right? Well, open that paper back up and you can try all you want to smooth that paper out. You can literally go at it all day, but it's always going to have a little bit of a line left behind. That's essentially what a wrinkle is. When we're smiling, when we're squinting, when we're looking shocked in a YouTube video thumbnail, doing that movement over and over and over with the muscles in our face is going to change the skin that sits on top of those muscles. And after a while, when that skin is basically folding like a paper in the same place over and over and over and over again, you bet that we're going to get some wrinkles. Now, this is why some people go in for things like Botox. Botox is what's called a neuromodulator, and there are other ones out there too. There's things like Dysport and Xeomin. But basically, these are toxins. They're literally toxic. Botulinum toxin is one of the deadliest substances on earth. But when used appropriately and administered by a medical professional, Botox literally paralyzes the muscles, specifically in the glabellar complex, that makes it impossible to furrow or to frown. So Botox doesn't get rid of wrinkles that are already there, but it prevents you from being able to move and animate your facial muscles, so you can't develop those wrinkles as quickly over time. Now, this gets us into setting expectations. There are products that we can use at home that can help, but these are not comparable to Botox. These are not comparable to neuromodulators. These are not comparable to injectables like fillers that can actually be used to fill fine lines, wrinkles, or even acne scars, fun fact. There are also other treatments like lasers or medical microneedling with radiofrequency. These over-the-counter products are not going to give you anywhere near that result. And I want to make that super clear because a lot of brands are going to sit here and try to sell you like before and afters of like the amazing transformation of the skin, when it's all Photoshop, or the people in the before and afters we're actually seeing dermatologists and doctors getting these procedures done. So it is important to set those expectations. Now, if you want to go get tweakments, you absolutely can. Tweakments are an awesome option, but they're not right for everyone. And I was specifically talking with a few people that I work with who were mentioning they know someone who has these 11 lines that really bother her, and her makeup gets stuck in them and then it gets even more accentuated, but she doesn't want to go in for Botox. She doesn't want to do filler. She wants to use something over the counter. And I said, number one, sunscreen to prevent them from getting any worse. But what are some of the things that she or you or anyone else can do to help work on those 11 lines at home topically? Now again, this is not compared to in-office treatments, but these are options that can help. Another thing I don't speak about very often when it comes to wrinkles is oil-soluble vitamin C. You see, vitamin C is fantastic. We know it's an antioxidant and it's a brightener, but it's actually necessary in order for our bodies to create collagen, which is, yes, the most abundant protein in our entire bodies. Now, that being said, when you put vitamin C on the skin, vitamin C is water-soluble, right? And our skin is basically oily. So how are we going to get a water-soluble product in through the skin and through that oil barrier if the skin is literally a barrier that says, we're keeping stuff out, we don't want it in? It is a challenge, and that's why vitamin C's can be helpful for like topical pigmentation and antioxidant support. It's actually really hard to get them deep into the skin unless they are oil soluble. Oil soluble vitamin C's are fantastic, and the reason why is because they literally work with your skin's, whoa, that went everywhere. They literally work with your skin's biology to penetrate into the skin and actually get where they need to go inside of your skin cells. The nucleus is that center of the cell, but the vitamin C needs to be oil soluble in order to get in there. And there have actually been medical studies both on this, as well as medical studies showing that oil-soluble vitamin C is extremely helpful for not only photoaging and pigmentation, but also for wrinkles, for wrinkle plumping. There was literally a double-blind, half-faced study done, basically where they only put this vitamin C solution on half of someone's face, and it was double-blind, meaning that the people who were doing this study and participants putting it on their face didn't know which side of their face was getting the actual vitamin C, and the researchers who were helping them put it on their face and look at the research didn't know which group of people actually got the real vitamin C versus the placebo. They put this on for 12 weeks, and by the end there was a statistically significant result in, yes, things like photo damage and sun pigmentation and skin spots, but also in wrinkles. And literally when they looked in the skin into the dermis, that thick layer, they saw increased collagen production, which is literally the stuff that helps with fine lines and wrinkles and keeps our skin strong, and the elastin, which keeps it stretchy. Vitamin C is fantastic, and again, we know it's used all throughout the body, especially actually in the skin. And so finding an oil-soluble form of vitamin C can be wonderful for wrinkles and yes, potentially for these glabellar lines as well. One of my favorite forms of oil-soluble vitamin C is Tetrahexyldecyl Ascorbate. That's why you always want to turn and learn. If you can find Tetrahexyldecyl Ascorbate in a product that is light stable and that has been formulated well, you don't have to spend a ton of money. For ingredients, if you say, I'm looking for Tetrahexyl Ascorbate, and you can find a good, reputable product that has Tetrahexyldecyl Ascorbate in a less expensive form, you have the main active ingredient that's an oil-soluble form of vitamin C. Use that, see if it helps, take before and after pictures, because the medical studies have shown that that one ingredient can absolutely help. So if you find it in different formulas, as long as it's stabilized and as long as it feels good on your skin, go for it. And yes, because of the way vitamin C works, it can help with sunspots and with pigmentation, so that's like an extra bonus, but it really does help with fine lines and wrinkles as well if it is that oil-soluble version that can get into the skin and into the nucleus of the cell. We gotta talk about these motherfucking patches that pop up everywhere on the internet and if they're actually worth it or not. I would not spend a ridiculous amount of money on little skincare patches that, you know, are supposed to treat wrinkles on your face, but there is some science to these CO patches, these frownies, or my personal favorite one, the limited edition Ariel the Little Mermaid sticky patch from Pacifica Beauty. You know what, we're gonna put this on right now. Now, a lot of people think that this is gimmicky, but I've used this and love it. But I want you to think about how these little forehead patches actually work. Remember that Botox works by paralyzing muscles and making it so that you can't move them and therefore they can't wrinkle. Think about what this does. While it's actually on your skin, I can't raise my eyebrows. I can't really frown. I can't make those facial movements that would cause wrinkles. This is literally preventing that from happening. So in a way, all of these little patches, it doesn't really matter what brand you get, whether it's CO patches or frownies, or my favorite, the reusable Ariel the Little Mermaid ones. While you're wearing these, they can help you prevent making that wrinkling motion with your facial muscles and therefore helping to prevent it. Now, obviously, probably not wearing this 24/7. Usually I just wear these in the evening. I literally put my CO patches on at night. They also have these for like under eyes and for smile lines. I usually love mine for smile lines and forehead. And again, this is not Botox in a patch. This is not the same as getting neuromodulators injected into your skin that are going to work 24/7 for like a period of 4 to 6 to 8 months. This is literally something that you can put on and it works while it's there. And when you take it off, it's not gonna prevent you from wrinkling anymore. But for someone who doesn't want to go in and get a tweakment, this is a really decent option. Just make sure that you're always wearing it under a sunscreen. Sunscreen should be your first choice. And you can actually literally put this underneath your patch if you really want it to penetrate. And the patch can actually help to hold and seal it in. Now, and I hope this helps you understand the glabellar complex, how your skin works, and what options are available if you don't want to go in for a tweakment. And babe, if you find that the skincare doesn't work, or if you don't want to do the skincare, tweakments are totally fine. You do you, honey boo boo. Overall, I'm gonna be a motherfucking magical mermaid. I have actually spoken about the Botox and the treatments and the fillers that I have or have not gotten. You think I'm gonna tell you the answer? But you gotta go watch the video. Oh my babies, it's right here. If you would like to click on that next and see what tweakments and procedures I have and haven't had done, I wanna be totally open about that. But remember that it's your body, it's your expression of yourself and of your beauty, and you get to decide how that is. And I hope you're making those decisions based on your intrinsic beliefs of beauty and being authentic to yourself instead of capitulating to the needs of. So think about that before you ever do a tweakment or pick up a product. And remember to always stay hydrated, both orally and topically. Remember to reapply that sunscreen. Again, none of these products, none of this works if you don't have the sunscreen. And always remember to be youthful both inside and out. I love you and I cannot wait to see you in this next video. Love you guys. Bye.